And we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. Today we continue playing Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. We are on the second or third case. I don't remember anymore. Well, if we don't count the tutorial case, this is the second case. Or third case overall, if we count the tutorial one. So, until like 5:20, 5:30 more or less, I won't be able to do any voices. I will be reading and all that stuff, but I will not be doing... Hello Josh, how you doing, Man, for at least 20 to 30 minutes I will not be able to do like voices for every character because there is a doctor in the house, and one thing is embarrassing myself in front of my family, the other one is embarrassing myself in front of a person that is outside of my family. So at the beginning, just normal Charlotte voices and voice, and then we go for the voices. But I'm gonna save myself some embarrassment. But yeah, happy Saturday Josh, how you doing, man? Sorry if it sounds like I'm chewing, because I'm chewing a gum. Well, he can check whether that you're sane or anyway or not anyway. Well, the issue is that this doctor is he visits a family member every week, so he knows me. He knows like it would be kind of embarrassing, you know. Especially because I have to see him on regular basis. So yeah, especially because he knows it's me because my sister told him like, oh, he does this stuff. So now I cannot have plausible deniability. Say no, it was not me. I have no deniability, man. No problem, mate. Thank you. Thanks for the understanding. Also, I hope not too much noise doesn't come through the mic, but it should be fine. But yeah, so if at some point I'm randomly muted, it's because I had a feeling that some noise could come through the mic. Nothing much, didn't go out today, just stayed at home. I see. So no football match for you today? Or is it on Sundays that you have the football? I remember you play football every week. Well, with all the flooding and rain, that sounds a little hard though lately. Everywhere is celebrating. Oh, true. That's very true, my man. Since I'm not in a country that celebrates that stuff, and it's not my religion, so I have no idea. Next week we do celebrate Pascua though, or Easter in English. Yeah, I know how it is in here, yeah. I know. Man, I've been thinking, the Goro real estate game has a little issue. It requires too much active play, and I think it dulls a little bit the stream, because I have to be engaging with the system to progress through it, while with the Kiryu system I could set the collections, go around the city, do side quests, go collect. It had a more stream friendly dynamic on Kiryu side, but the Goro side is very... I feel it gets very dull, so I'm not sure about what to do with it, because I know you guys want to see the progress on that. Yeah, most of those people will go back to their hometown to celebrate with families, so many shops will close. Oh, I see. But yeah, I don't know what to do with the Goro thing, because I want to do the Goro, just do it off stream and for money. Yeah, my plan was like do progress until I hit a challenge off stream, and then on stream we do the challenge and stuff like that. Exactly. Just exactly that was my plan. Because otherwise it's gonna get very old very soon, if it hasn't already. Also, I think you will want to see the dates on stream, so maybe I can save those for the stream too. But outside of the dates and the club battles, I think the money farming and management side I can do off the stream. So tomorrow could be the last quote-unquote full stream of clubbing, because otherwise we are not going to get anywhere with Goro. Also about the football thing, it's been 3 weeks since we played, many times cancelled because of rain or nobody showed up. Oh man. The rain is understandable, the nobody shows up, that is a feels bad moment, man. I get it, everyone has their own busy lives, so sometimes it's harder to show up, but that is always the feels bad, because with the rain you have like, oh, okay, we didn't have a choice or like whatever, but when it's people not showing up, it's like, damn, maybe they just didn't feel like it, and I don't know, that one always feels a little worse. But it's time for us to start gaming. So let me do this. Sorry. Okay, perfect. So, in the last episode of Phoenix Wright, we were cross-examining Jean, well, the French, Armstrong. We were cross-examining Armstrong. Okay, so we were examining Armstrong. He talked about the mirror. And I don't remember, I have my notes somewhere, but I think it will be faster to just see what happens. Yeah, it's always easier when the days are closing in on the 8th. Yeah, I imagine. Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. I can explain. Please, if you look at the plans at the restaurant. The mirror. Okay. Alors, is everyone sitting comfortably? The mirror is in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There is only one seat which you could have seen the image of the victim. That was the seat at the table next to the victim. That was where the old man was sitting. Well, I call BS on that though, because if we look at the crime photo, this one, you can see clearly there is no mirror here. Like it's obvious that there is no mirror. So I call BS on that. But let's keep going. Last time I checked, 2 of the main regulars joined the other more regular clubs playing on proper field, which is paid instead of free. Anyway, time to watch the game. Yeah. After a terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. What a liar. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. Is this day 2 of the case? Good question. I think it is. Yes, it is. Because on the first one, we determined that there was no way to truly determine if the victim was alone or not, or something like that. I don't remember. No, we determined that the testimony of the old man was not reliable. And that gave us a window to investigate further. And now this is the second date of the court. And hello BJC, how you doing? I cannot do voices for a bit because there is a guest at the house and I will save myself that embarrassment. So yeah. In a bit, like 20 minutes, maybe less, when that person leaves, I can do the voices. Thank you. I see no problems with the explanations we have just heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little coquette I am, confusing all the men like this. Sherlock is doing voices inside his head. Oh no, oh yeah. You know that very well. Inside my head, all the voices are there. They are telling me things. They are telling me to do unspeakable, terrible things. To burn everything. Okay. Don't worry about it. Like that, well, huh? Yeah. Anyway, be right back. Shower. Take your time, man. I hate that guy. You said you didn't touch anything else, apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Volunteer, of course. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. Okay. Okay. So... the mirror. The mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, divided into halves. I'm gonna press on this. I wanna get as much info as I can. So run this by me again. The mirror was here, correct? We, really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would have been in the way. Look who's talking, Wright. Huh? You are obstructing my view, among other things. But this is my seat in the courtroom. Trevian's charm is that gives you the impression that you are the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. Unlike you, Wright. I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was here in the middle of the restaurant. You know what? I'm gonna save you some pain. Here is the only seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. And where would that be? Ooh la la, look how you lean towards me. I always attract the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer. Mr. Armstrong, tell the court what you know at once. I attract older ones too, you know. Handsome, shall I tease you too? Oh, damn. I'm already seeing a very hot someone. So I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a while. Man, Godot has the moves. Already seen a very hot someone, huh? I wonder if we will get to see that very hot someone at some point. I bet she has mocha cream, skin, and cappuccino perfume. Bien, I will tell you. Here was the only thing from where you could have seen it. Okay. That was... That was the seat at the table next to the victim. That was where the old man was sitting. Okay, that is a little... Here is where I call BS, okay? Because the old man broke the vase, the flowers. He broke the flower vase, right? So if we look at the crime photo, if he truly was sitting here, I mean in the seat that we cannot see, to have the angle to see here, this crime scene photo would have had this broken. But this is not broken, it's standing, so the old man was not sitting here. So I think this is my chance to show this. This piece of evidence contradicts the testimony we have heard, Your Honor. The crime photo. Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist, huh? Sound like you are describing yourself, right? Now then, if the defense could please clarify the statement. Yeah? It is this. I think it's obvious that this should not be in the picture. The base? What possible connection does that have with the witness testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on the table. Oh, by the way, Shimiku is still on the screen. Oh. Thank you. Because it clearly contradicts this one. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. There is only one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, the court can see there is an unbroken vase on the table, next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not in fact sitting on that table, next to the victim at all. Don't be an idiot, Wright. That's impossible. That seat is the only one that could have seen the victim's reflection. The only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Trevian that day. Your testimony, Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Mon Dieu. Don't try to confuse the court, Wright. Obviously the witness has cleaned up the base, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. The fact they are even entertaining the mirror nonsense is so annoying. I agree with you, Bodoka, and hello, welcome. How you doing? Happy Saturday. I'm not doing voices for a bit because there is a guest in the house and I want to save myself that embarrassment, but as soon as the guest is gone, I will do the voices again. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything except the mirror. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In the light of the revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he could not hear? You only get one shot in life. There is no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, right? Then the problem is all yours. Then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer, then that much, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Can you resolve this contradiction, Nick? There is more than just this contradiction, Maya. Oh, what do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us. There was another man in the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Oh, well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. Mr. Kudo made a mistake. The victim was a phony... Wait. The ear doctor made a mistake. Wait a second. Why am I entertaining the idea of the victim being a phony? Why am I even entertaining the idea of the victim being a phony? So here's the thing, okay? Man. We already had one phone in this case, the fake Phoenix Wright. And the only explanation for what the old man saw is that someone was pretending to be the victim and did not know about the ear medicine. Something must have happened. But wait, if the victim was a phony, but the victim was also found dead, but because Kudo made a mistake and the ear doctor made a mistake, I think I'm gonna go for the phony, because in these situations the most outlandish answer is the correct answer. And I don't know why, but I think this is the most outlandish answer I can have. So let's go with the phony. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet there is one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn L. at all. It was an impostor, a phony pretending to be Mr. L. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the impostor left's eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in the left ear by mistake. But if that's true, then what's the identity of the victim in the table? Order in the court, settle down, or I clear the courtroom. Okay. But something doesn't make sense here then. Because the real Glenn Elk is dead though. He is dead. Quiet, Grams. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Tried, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glenn L. and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of Mr. Kudo. Oh, that would make sense. Wait a second. They killed Glenn L. before the fact. I get it now. Glenn L. was killed before the fact. Then they acted up the death. When Maggie fainted and Kudo was out to call the police, they swapped the bodies. for the real Glen Elg. That is the only thing that would make sense. Get real, Wright. Why would anyone do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was the serving girl brought him a yabachino and put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bayer in the act of poisoning the coffee. Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right, well witness. If your restaurant was really the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Ooh la la, this is most difficult for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is to testify. You are under oath after all. Yeah, like anyone in this game has ever respected the oath, they all lie through their teeth, man. Was there in fact a phony at the Trevian that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tells the whole truth about what happened. The defense request for an additional testimony. The defense request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day. Okay, in the restaurant. The victim, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Monsieur Elk became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No one here. None. There was no time for a phony to do the acting. So we are clear. There was no mirror in the restaurant at all after all. Je vous demande pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. What you have done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. For now, we will hear the cross-examination, Mr. Wright, if you please. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Okay. I hate him so much. The Armstrong? Yeah. Also, I gotta say, this case overall has not been my favorite, let's put it that way. Okay. Let's see what... Was he alone at the table as well? I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Bayer, remembers it differently. She swears that there was another man at the victim's table. Unfortunately for you, Wright, yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee Bittersweet bite. Yeah, people often point to the circus case as the worst of the Phoenix Wright trilogy, but for me it's this one. Oh man, I don't know which one is the worst, this or the other one. The circus one was... I hated the conclusion of that one. I really... Off to the guillotine, indeed. I really disliked how it ended. And like in general, I can't believe the best character of that case was Moe the Clown. But this case, there is not a single character that I like. Like, there is not a single character that I actually like in this case. And the other thing that I don't like about this case so far is that, I don't know, it just doesn't hit. I don't think I ever heard anyone said they liked Moe. I did not like Moe, but I think that at the end, Moe was... When Moe had like that very father-like moment, bringing the girl to the court so she could see what reality is really like, I feel like that was a very human element to Moe that made me like him more than the other characters. Even though I did not like Moe, I really didn't like any of the characters, but he was the one I was more neutral to, thanks to that moment. But in this case, like, it just doesn't hit. There has not been a moment in this case where I'm like, oh no, or like, it has been very bland. The whole case has been very bland. Because, like, remember the previous case, I was super invested. The fact that so many twists here are reliant on characters going along with frankly stupid lies is just... Yeah, that, and the fact that it just doesn't feel like I don't know, it just doesn't have like that thing that other cases have, that you get invested on the case and like, oh, what's gonna happen? Here is like, I'm going through the motions, but I couldn't care less of what's happening, because no character has like earned my interest in this case so far. Okay, let's continue though, otherwise I will be stuck with this case forever. What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that is bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. By old man you mean Victor Kudo, correct? Oui, he comes often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's a special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. You make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip and nothing more. So old Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about how many minutes after? Because depending on the time frame, he could have not seen... Like, one thing that I've been pointing out since the freaking beginning is no one can see he was alone if no one had view of this side of the room. Like, what is behind this panel? So if Kudo was sitting... Like, let's go back to the restaurant floor plans. If Kudo was sitting here, he had this angle of view, okay? So he could not have seen this. From the kitchen photo, you could only see, well, it's kind of BS the way that the photo is taken, because you can see like this half, but you cannot still see this. But from here, like the angle, unless you're standing here, even then, the angle is this, so you should not be able to see that side. And if you're standing here, you can barely see anything. And if you're standing in the middle, like, you can see the victim, but you cannot see... Anyways, you never can see this side completely, so no one can actually say there was no one else. And as I said, the chef is in the case, is in the plot, so like, he's involved in it, he's an accomplice. And even if he was looking through a window in the kitchen, let's say here is a window, like to give the waitresses the orders, or here, like there is no angle from the kitchen in which you can see this side, like there is no way. How many minutes after? So you're saying not much time elapsed between when the victim and Kudo arrived. Oui, that is correct. But that still leaves the possibility that something happened in that time gap. By your recollection, how much time would you say elapsed? Let me see, approximately 2 minutes, I would say. 2 minutes, that's all. It seems unlikely that anything untoward could have happened in such a short time. Rats, I knew I have pressured this line of question. I shouldn't have pressured this time of question. There were no other customers. Wait. So, I'm guessing that was a mistake. I'm gonna try pressuring again and ask another question. What time was it? Out of curiosity, what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh no, I can't remember, monsieur. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of a scary old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived, so the victim must have arrived between 2 and 2:10, none? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You're wonderful. I can't just sit here all the time and do nothing. Now, can I? The time of day will be added to the witness testimony. Oui, monsieur judge. Everything I do it for you. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? I'm glad at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. I remember the old man arrived not long. Okay, wait a second though. I wanna check it though. Jeez, this Armstrong, send him to the gallows. Send him to the gallows already? Yeah. Wait a second. Let me check. There is something that doesn't do it for me. Okay. Here we found a lie. He said not long after 2. But if the lottery is at 1:30, that is a very big lie. So it's either, yeah, it has to be here. Wait, let me save. I think I can present that because I remember that there was something there, and thank God I decided to check because I was like, that doesn't match though. Especially because he said, like, he was all excited all of a sudden. So if the old man just arrived by 2 and the lottery is announced by 1:30, the old man could have not seen Glenn Elk excited. so it doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna press here. I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. Yes, okay. Qui? What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That must be the show Monsieur L was listening to. I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder... Ooh, here we go, guys. Time to send this bastard to the gallows. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant at 2 p.m. Correct? Oui, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was the time because I just had finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, right, if you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30, and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on air at 1:30. Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There is only one conclusion you can draw from the facts. The victim was an imposter, acting out the 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were two Glen Elks in Trevian that day. The real Glen Elk, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glen Elk acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy? Quite a performance, right? You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock foundation of rhythm to build your song. Sorry guys, the guest has not left yet, so I'm still stuck not doing the voices. I'm very sorry. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. It's fine, thank you for understanding, guys. The phony elk is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain where the real Glen Elk is? I don't believe I have to spell it out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glen Elk was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. 1 second, I'm gonna drink some water. It is great anyways. Thank you, man. Thank you, Wright. That was exactly what I was hoping you to say. Oh, he's gonna F me up with the autopsy report. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Yeah, he's gonna F me up with the autopsy report. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the Allman testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Elk, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up the examination by the court, You must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Wright. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. I'm guessing the kitchen because, again, the dude is on it. Like, Armstrong is on it. Like, he is part of the whole show because he was in debt. Okay, so evidence. What with the intense pressure all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction, but he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. That bastard. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense theory and evidence. First, where was inside Trevian? It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trevian. Interesting. But where could a body be hidden inside the restaurant? Perhaps would you care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It has to be the kitchen. And you know why? Because here is where we found the ear medicine from Glen Elg. The body was here. I see. Nice supposition, but the real question is, can you back it up? Indeed I can. Where's the evidence that that proves the body was hidden in that location? Here. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No. I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I have only the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality, only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Trevian. Ah, quoi? But I only have ever used these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oils, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? Mr. Elk visited an otolaryngological clinic and was given medication that day. You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle matched the prescription that was given to Mr. L. Glen Elk murder hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu. 1 second, guys, I think the guest just left. I'm gonna verify, so be right back. Okay, the guest has left, so I can embarrass myself again now, guys. Wait a second. There. Okay. Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hit the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bayard. However, you were setting her up too to take the fall behind the poor behind the poor girl's back. None. Order, order! This is extraordinary. This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn L? Never. I could not do such an horrible thing. No. Okay, he's gonna go manly. Mr. Godot? The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. You have too many rules, dude. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you had by now? Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my age-deficient friend? Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must eat me out. It's a trap, listen to me. Por favor. 1 second. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? None, absolutely none. I simply. Let's hear it. You've got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot Coffee Mug awaits you, and as does my gavel. It's clear. What do they always say in movies? I got a bad feeling about this. Oh no. Okay, very well. Begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. The confession. It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with his. I am with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. You were forced. By who? I cannot say, or it will be erased. I gotta say, trial progress much more smoothly with Godot instead of the whipping lady. Yeah, Godot wastes less time. He wastes less time. Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Glenn Elk died, was really the only person at his table? There was another man. There's no witness protection program in this universe? Well, not a good enough one, apparently. I mean, have you seen the police force? You have a porn-addicted chief, an incompetent detective, and a bunch of lazy bums that live all in the hands of Gumshoe that is not very competent. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. Just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. This is obvious that we have to present Furio Tigre. He said a man forced me to. It has to be Furio. Let's end this dance, right? This dance of Ring Around the Rosie, Mr. Armstrong. This is the man you've been referring to. Who is that? I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh, I don't know, maybe a month ago, in this very courtroom? This man is Furio Tigre. He's the manager of a loan office called Tender Lender. There is no point trying to hide the truth anymore, Mr. Armstrong. I know you couldn't go against the Tigre, Mr. Tigre. At least not while you had this on you. It has to be this. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything this man told you to. It is as you say. Mr. Armstrong! La Tigre, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repays his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body and the unconscious Maggie out of the dining area. And in the kitchen after that, I tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well? None. I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It is despicable. Mr. Godot, you will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. Hello, Black Lockhart, welcome. 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see it to myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand, not a minute more. How that? Don't sit back and relax yet, Wright. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. I was in a scary place called outside, but I'm back now. I hope you had fun outside, man. This trial could still go either way. Very well, your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Welcome home, indeed. Until then, the court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. To be continued. Ooh. It's funny, it says saving and then it makes me manually save. Does it save or not? Well, we know that Maggie is not a criminal. Well, technically. January 8, 1:21 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. So one thing that is stupid. So why are we still here? Because one thing that I have realized that in this stupid universe is, for as much as we have proven that Maggie is not a criminal, as long as we don't have the real murderer, Maggie is still in the slammer until we find the real killer. So until we can find the real killer, Maggie's gonna take the place of the killer in the slammer. January 8, 1:21 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry, I needed to drink some water, and I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like I have something on my throat. I've been like feeling under the weather for 3 days, so maybe it's that. Well, so we're finally going to see the tigre on the stand. We almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tigre told him to do. But Godot picked up on it. Remember, he pointed that out without proof. We don't know if what he testified is the truth. Yeah, some of the later cases have variable failure states at least. They still make you go back, but it's a nice touch. You mean Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we are going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe! What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black. That's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top-Knocked. I'm not a top-knocked. Never mind about the hair, just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kinda get wound up. No kidding. You got to have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm going to take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour. The trial will reconvene by then. But Nick, we still don't have a real decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we are really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprints analysis done in an hour. You bet! In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? The CD maybe? Wait. The CD could be or maybe wait, what about this one? Found covered in unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. Because the CD, yeah, I think it's this one. It's giving me the hint in the description. If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose fingerprints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yes, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of whose fingerprints on it, who the fingerprints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been knowing me too. What the fuck?
Gnawing.
Knowing.
Gnawing.
Gnawing. What? Knowing. At me too. A small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Yeah, the bot ain't pronouncing that right. Yeah, it sounds weird.
Gnawing.
It's not gnawing. It's gnawing, yeah. It's gnawing. That makes... Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. January 8, 1:56 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Okay, so now Furio will take the stand, huh? The court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively, but be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Don't hide under the table, Maya, unless there is room for me down there too. Phoenix, you sly little bastard. What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I got business to take care of, yeah, hear me? So, who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spikey? No, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it, we are doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? There is no need to shout, we can all hear you. What'd you say? There is no point to struggling, you're caught in a snare, the relentless snare of law. And I'm the one that hold you in. Too cool. I agree, Phoenix. You should learn something. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy. Do you mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Byard? Maggie who? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom drama. Of course, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please let us know what happened. What did you do on the day of the murder? Phoenix Wright. You's the one who set this up, didn't ya? You're gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. What are you talking about? Get a grip, Nick. Thank you, Maya. The tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from the Tenderlander every single day. Just wanna check my alibi, just ask Violetta. At last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting like that. I know the kinda games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away the stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Have you looked in the mirror? Listen up, Smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you 50k and you's gonna borrow that cash from me. That's one long contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not. This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's head off, yours too. Very well, I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You'd better be listening. I said I got business to take care of, big business. If you don't spill it now, I ain't gonna catch my best. The court will impose a penalty for irrelevant pressing of the witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. So... you can do it, Nick. Come out from under the desk, would you, Maya? Okay, so... this feels like a one-chance Andy thing. And there is only one statement that makes sense to me, and I will explain why as we go, okay? I don't know nothing about no murder. There is no point on pressing on this. He can just deny it and I'll be done for. So I'm not pressing on that one. I was tied up with business in December last year. I spent all my time in my office. This is the one that I think it's a lie. Because I remember saying that, well, first and foremost, we have this. December 3rd, on the day in the incident, there is a note, meet with the tiger. So he was out of his office on the day of the murder. And we can prove it. And we can prove he knew the victim. The second thing, if it's that, if I recall correctly, because he was in debt because of the incident with Violetta, he basically went out to collect all the debts he could so he could get the money. So this is going to be our anchor rock. Like this, there is nothing here to press. And here is like, do you wanna get beaten up? Obviously Violetta will support him. She always does. So the only one that makes sense is this one, because it's talking about a specific time frame. And we can prove that one of the days in that time frame he was not in his office. And that he met with the victim on the day of the incident. We can prove it. So, I'm gonna press here. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know? You see this teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office, that's what it says. So that's where it was. That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is press harder. is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Press harder. Mr. Tigre, what you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead end, right? You know it, remember the rules. No, it is essential that we establish the witness alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in your office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness' last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please. Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. So... Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. So, the only thing that makes sense, because again, the other statements did not make any sense, it is for me to throw the calendar, because now we establish that here we can put that he's lying. Never mind, I really thought they removed this. I guess they had one more in them. What? I think I'm missing context. Mr. Tigre. You claim you didn't know Mr. Glen Elk, but it appears that Mr. Glen Elk knew you. What? That was a while ago. The press punishing mechanic? No, I think it was just a visual bug. Because it was clearly stated that I would be punished, so maybe it was just a bug that it was not showing. Mr. Glen Elk left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the Tigre. And the date, December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. No, I mean the message... My message was a while ago. Yeah, no, I know, but... when it came to the press punish mechanic... Oh, I see. You thought the press punish mechanic was removed, so it surprised you when I was told that I would be punished from pressing wrongly. Okay, I get it now. I get it. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glen Elk, because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Yeah, not bad, just actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without, plus he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you are under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. Just calling me a liar, is that what you're doing? Raw. You're saying that you claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious, you gotta just believe that's the truth. Ha. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh yes. Would you mind indulging the court witness? He never actually met the victim. That's gotta be a lie right there. It is time I nail this guy. Oh, Phoenix is going all out. Okay, the victim, Glen Elk. I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. He's innocent. Look at him. He's very guilty. With every fiber of his being, he's guilty. There was some lame guy with that name though, wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, the Enderlander. I wait around for him, but he ain't ever showed up. If the Tigre was innocent, that'd be an actual twist. I mean, if he's innocent, that would be the first time this case actually amuses me, because this case so far has been going through the motions for me. I ain't never been to the Trebians joint just here. Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie because we found this. What is it? We found that in your desk, dude. You are a liar. I see, that all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill is going straight to you, right? The victim, Glenn Elg. I ain't no liar. I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name though, wanted to borrow cash from me. Okay, so we are going to present the matches. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What you talking about? We found them in your office at the Tenderlander. They are from that restaurant. If you really never been to Trebian before, what was a book of the restaurant matches doing in your desk? You've been snooping around my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you? My ball and chain? Ain't no breath controlling me. Order, well witness. I think it's time you start telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me. I ain't no pussycat, I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might been there, but I still never met the kid. Well. Looks like an order just came in from another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did met Glenn Elg that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. Okay, at Trebian. Wait, let me save again. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. I see. You didn't actually met with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. Truth? No more stupid questions. Ha, no problem. Anytime Wright presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that is my job. Your Honor, your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. The Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know, since you Spain. Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Okay. Okay, so I have... You know what? I'm gonna explain my reasoning now. I've been insisting on this since the beginning of this freaking case, and it's been bothering me since the beginning of the freaking case. The dude was hiding here. Kudo could have not seen him. The chef was in the kitchen, and he was in, and he said there was another person. He confessed that was the tiger. Like, how are we supposed to believe him after we have two eyewitnesses to what happened in Maggie Bayard and Armstrong, and Kudo could not have seen him because he was sitting here? So I'm not gonna risk pressing because I was supposed... Okay. Because this is where either of these... Also, wait a second. Okay, he's a liar. Because if this is the entrance of the restaurant, he could have never seen Glen Elg from this angle. There was no way. So you open the door, and what you see? Nothing. You see nothing. And also, if what he's saying is true, the old man, when he was escaping the restaurant to call the police, in the look of a phone, he would have seen the tigre entering the restaurant. So one, you don't have an angle to see, and two, no one spotted you entering. So what I'm gonna do is press here, because this is the biggest lie there is. You're something of a loan collector pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tigre's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the phoenix clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What is it this time, Wright? A new line of irrelevant questioning? There are these floor plans of the crime scene. If you say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre, from there your field of vision would have been covered by an area something like this. Indeed, the witness could have a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each table there is a tall partition. Why is that true? Now look at the plans again, and the truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Trebian, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at the table. But the defense just proved the point to be moot. And the victim witnessed by Mr. By Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elk, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and knocked out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly is the real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn L. and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of the real killer. Well, it has to be Furio Tigre. This is the line we're going for. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the Tigre. Maybe you just don't understand the Tigre is the king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright? Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got the guts. I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, don't leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot? Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh no. The serving girl broke his Javachino. She put something in it. There is no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains that he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. But waiting for my absence to launch your attack? Found your pen at last, right? It was in my pocket. Ahem, but anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim and the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bride, fell unconscious immediately after the incident, and someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was the waitress? Oh no. Among Us? Yeah, oh, I feel so bad for presenting her. It was her, I know it was her, but after that really sad story she told us, I feel bad for her. Still, I wanna move on. You gotta blame the waifu? I know, man. Who is this woman? Do it? Yeah. What story? The story of her never, like, trusting the tigre because he said he loved her and she knew it was a lie, but she wanted to be loved and like blah blah blah. Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee at the Tenderlander. You're making a big mistake. Do you know whose Violetta grandfather is? You bet you'll be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant Miss Wright has stated the following. Well, when he took the coffee over to the victim table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, whose nobody but Miss Bayard seemed to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when the eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? Yes, alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about. You've got it all wrapped up nice, huh? Right? But you miss out one really important thing. But that can be. I was in the joint that day and I met the kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him just here. What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Ha! What a troublemaker. Troublemaker. Looks like we are going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed, witness. Will you explain yourself to the court? Oh no. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at the Trevian between yourself and the victim? Oh no. Ties to the victim. What a little prankster that Tigre is. Yeah. Yeah, I loaned El cash about 100k. That day he was due to have a little chat. We was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. Now, I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elk was 50k. Yeah, well, you just got a big to take in account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. 100k is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I got no motive, you ain't get no case. His motive, he has to have one, but what is it? So... Okay, so I have a few theories here, but let's get through it. Then I will explain my reasoning as we go. Ties to the victim. Okay. Let me save here. And I'll explain as we go. Okay, so he's admitting he loaned El Cash. Your Honor, why content yourself with 100k when you can get 500k? Yeah, that's a good motive, but... Okay, so this is normal, he's admitting to the loan. He's admitting that he had the date set with the kid. He's talking about the kid not being able to pay up. He's telling that he was about to flatten, so kill the guy. When he started screaming, up until here we're fine. Yes, I won, blah blah blah. He got really lucky. So here is what I think it's... Here is the fishy part, okay? Because here he's pinning the stuff on Maggie again, okay? But I think that we have too many things that do not line up. One is this. Because Glenn Elg took this to the meeting, saying like, look, I will sell this and get millions of dollars and pay you up, just give me some more time, probably. Then he won the millionaire lottery. So why not take the lottery, take the city, and get all the money for yourself? So he had motive. And we have also this, where it has the... No, wait, where is it? Where is this? Where is it? Here. And we also have this, 100k, MC Bomber. You see, like it's... There are too many pieces of evidence that I think that have not played a good enough role yet. And I feel like here is where we can, like, we have to challenge this one. Because he's pinning some Maggie again, and we need to challenge this statement. Like, we have to. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair, who else could I mean? If she hadn't got in the way, things would have been bada bing bada boom, over and down. Maybe we should push a little... Ask about things, how things would have been. Like, we are not going to ask about what Maggie did, because he will say he poured the poison. So, what do you mean things would have been over and done? Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my 100k bucks back, that's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell, from the witness testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, will you amend your testimony to reflect what you said? The Tigre's motive, huh? I was after the 100k. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. How about this reason to kill the guy? $1 million bill for a cranial surgery. millions of dollars can be worth millions of dollars. There is a $500,000 here. I think this is the connecting tissues of everything. So you intended to get back the 100K from Mr. L owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, 100K was enough to cover it, wasn't it? Huh? About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital and she went under surgery. Where did you get all this info? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to this, her operation cost $1 million. The payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full. $1 million, a preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up dead as a more. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order, order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright. Indeed. Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of the underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Blech. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate in fact that you decided to sacrifice El's life to pay your debt. Order, order! What do you say to that, witness? It's a nice little fairy tale, right? But even if the witness did need $1 million, that doesn't tie him to Mr. Glenn L. murder. Mr. L only owed him 100K and had no hope of repaying it anyway. Yeah, that guy wasn't worth a spit. I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true. The opposite? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn L had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Do you know where you're going with this, Nick? You've got to think outside the box, Maya. Outside the box? It's very straightforward. Mr. Tigre wasn't after the 100K after all. At all. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? What exactly was Mr. Tigre? Okay. And here is the MC Bomber. Wait, so yeah, it's the Mac Bomber. Glenn Elk was a programmer, highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put in order to borrow money. Yup, what did I miss? Oh, okay, it's this chat that is not updating the chat in time. Care to explain how skill can be used as collateral to secure a loan, right? He had the skill to create a computer virus, and so he did, a virus known as MC Bomber. A computer virus. What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer. What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like the MC Bomber would have been worth several million of dollars on the black market. Mr. Tigre, you could have cared less about the 100k, isn't that right? Bloody hell, this archaic judge, lol, indeed. All you care about was one thing, the virus. Ugh. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hand on this CD. Glenn Elk had no way of repaying the 100k dollars and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would have preferred to say never happened because he can't. And neither I can. The lottery win. Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Glenn Elk won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least no legitimate way. He resorted to the illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elk and then made his next move. 1 second. Okay, no, nothing important. To frame Maggie Bayard for the crime, Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elk, while Violetta Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bayard. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testified yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, right? That's crazy, no one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there is no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the beginning, and he admitted to that just a few moments ago. Dude, have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too, $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go with Mr. Tigre's plan. Order, order, silence or I will... Just put on a good show, Spikey. If you wanna stay alive in the lawn chart business, you just gotta be careful. You saying I dress up like that little kid and created a witness and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Maggie Bayard had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you feel as all in, right? It is this, obviously. He pretended to be me. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? What? That's the truth. But The witness looks nothing like you, Mr. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, in this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable chubby defense I have ever seen. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove that the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify it was him? Hey. Hey. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Tried, here in court we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right, Your Honor. Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now, however. I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by memory without evidence to support it. No way. But I just showed you the fake badge. What are you talking? No evidence. Oh my god, this judge irritates me. If the defense has no further evidence, the court will excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. Oh, okay. They're doing the same mistake they did on the other case, and Gumshoe's gonna come and save the day just in time. Just like they did with the Francisca thing. In the circus case, right? You say he impersonated Glenn Elk, you say he impersonated you, but none of that's up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. But I do! Ha! Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tigre or you're gonna get mauled, you got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit, but I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha! Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. No way. Your Honor, sir. Wait. Detective? Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Sorry, I took so long. Pal, cliché? Yeah. As I said, just like with the Francisca thing when she came with the evidence just in time. I think this is like the third time they do the same. With the samurai thing they did the same. I stake everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? The final piece of decisive evidence. What? Journey 8, 2:48 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Sorry if I took so long, pal, but I managed to get the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from the medicine bottle. Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I do. So tell us, they are the tigers, right? I know it! You bet! Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. They are Furio Tigres paws, prints all right. That's great, we got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said... Wait. Goodbye, piece of shit. There we go. You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know, look, I'm sorry. This kind of hard to say, but... It really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? We need to produce at this stage in the trial. What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tigre put poison in Glenn's elk coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. 1 second, ambulance. Oh, no, well. Okay. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Freaking ambulance. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie? You've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. Okay, be grateful you have a functional ambulance at all, man. You may need them around. You may need them around when you don't know. Oh, I know, man, I know. If there only was a way I could use it. There is, actually. Okay, guys, however, this January 8th, 3:04 PM, District Court, courtroom number 4. Okay, guys, this is the perfect point to save. So, we're gonna save here, and it's time to say goodbye. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. We are almost done with the case, I feel. But that will have to wait for next week. Man, what a hangover. Yeah, it's quite the cliffhanger. But hey, that will fit the field for next week. Ending on a cliffhanger. Okay. Should I just finish the case? Is this the end? I think this is going to be the end. It can't be that much longer. Just give me 1 second. Bro, you can end here, just literally at the end. Okay, give me just 1 second, guys. Okay, maybe 20 minutes, I don't know. It's been a while. If you have time anyways, it's fine though. No, okay, just give me a minute to get something in order, and we finish the case. I think, like, there cannot be that much left. Like, we're at that point in which it feels like we are rushing to the end. So just give me 1 second, okay? Okay, let's finish this. I hope it's 10 minutes or less, because I don't want to trouble my family further, but it should be quick. Okay, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I granted you recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Wright. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand in court, can we? Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gamshu's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. But you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can prove anything with this new evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here, but maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present the final decisive piece of evidence to the court. Okay, so here is my theory. I'm gonna present this anyways, and when they ask me what does this contain, I'm gonna lie. Because there is no other way. I have to lie on this. I hope I can lie on this. Can I lie on this? It's like the only thing that can happen. I'm betting on this being a lie. Like, we're just going to bullshit here. Phoenix is not a stranger to bullshitting. This is the defense final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victims, Your Honor? One freaking second, guys. Okay. Okay, perfect. Your Honor? Lie in bed, yeah. Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone here knows what this bottle contains. Except one man, one person in this court should be in the dark. Theoretically should be in the dark. My prints on that fancy looking bottle, is that what you say? Well, what the hell is in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. Okay, so we are gonna lie. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is this decisive piece of evidence that will prove you guilty. Why? Because it contains potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Mr. Elk, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre would have we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? You say never gonna get this to stick, just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the Tigre? A bluff? I can see straight to you, through you, Phoenix. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No, this is the bottle with we found traces of the poisoning. Don't mess with the Tigre, or you're gonna get ripped into shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. He just confessed. Thank you for your confession. Got him at last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? Quiet. I said that bottle. This is the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. The bottle the cyanide was in. And why the heck would you know that, Dumbo Tiger? Yeah. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people, that lawyer's playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell him that that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize that you just said? What I said? What I just said? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You don't know you's messing with. I'm the Tigre, I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jump-out sweet get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was played by you, the biggest phony of all. Okay, I think we got to the end. He's Vegeta now. He went full gorilla. From tigre to gorilla. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, Wright. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Dude chimped out? While you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you've got a tigre by his toe. But if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's been arrested on suspicion of murder of Glenn L., Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Wright was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of a genuine evidence. But the Tigre made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is truly a frightening criminal. Ha! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bayard, not guilty. Whee! We're finally done with this case. That is all. This court is adjourned. January 8, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss of words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him.
Hey, GG, thanks for the extra time. Hey, no problem, man. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the Tigre.
Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe? Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you. Wait.
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Oh, well, I was. Well... Wait up, detective. He just ran off. That was not me skipping the dialogue. He just said that. There was no chance for me to read it.
Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt out for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Look like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can you put it in a good word, Nick? For him, Nick?
Maggie's such a jerk, indeed. Yeah, Maya is right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear that he needs it. Man. So, I guess, Maggie? Save? Well, I think the guess is pretty obvious, though. You know, Detective Gumshoe has been really worried about you through all of this.
I wanted to believe that, sir. But only that first day of the trial. On that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me. That's why. He thought I might have done it.
I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Where is that jumbo... Where are the jumbo weenies? There we go. I'm pretty sure it's the jumbo weenies. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom.
That's...
A present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love.
He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies, you know?
Oh, okay, so she's not into the clams.
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know?
Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it?
It's okay if we eat this now?
Aww. How is it, Maggie?
How is it, Maggie? It is really good.
So the case of Funny versus Genuine comes to an end, thank God. The false allegations? Who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start, hopefully. And hopefully it's not with another murder suspicion. Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. The end. Okay, oh! A brand new episode has been added. Okay. Okay, guys, now it's time. Thanks everyone for watching. Thankfully the rest of the game is super good. I hope so, man, because this case was pretty meh. But guys, I will see you all tomorrow for Yakuza. Next week, remember, we're gonna have a Yakuza-thon. So, get ready. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day or night. Bye bye.